Got a real treat for you today. There's an oil well pulling unit just down the road from us, and it's running the well back in. They're dropping the rod down. They're running rods in now, so what they've done is they've changed the pump. The pump goes down the bottom end of it, like picking up the rod. Put it on top of the other rod, and they'll take the rod wrenches. You see the guy spinning. The rods have a square on both ends, and a box goes between them. It's female on both ends. The rods are male on both ends, and the rod box is female. It goes between them. Picking up another rod. Set it on, you put the wrenches on there, you see him spinning the wrench in, gets it spun down, then he snaps it, tightens it up. The winch picks it up, they pull the elevator out, and let her down. There we go, they hook the elevator on the next rod, up it goes. Set it on, spin it in, snap. The wrench they use, one is a spinner, it's a solid wrench, the other wrench is a snapper. The snapper has a pivot on it, so you can use the handle for momentum to snap that thing tight where the head swivels on it. If you get some real tight rods that don't want to break out, you use two snappers. It's a hard job. It takes a lot of experience to snap a tight rod apart. Anyway, a pulling unit is a big winch. So you've got a drum there. They call that the rod line or tubing line. And they've got that set up on one line. Where the block is not turning, it's just being picked up on both sides equally. They picked it up. I think that's the last rod as he hung up his elevator. We're going to set that down now. The polish rod would go on top of that. Polish rod is what is sealed against the box on top of the wellhead there. Okay, that we got here in time to see the last rod go down. Now we're going to pick up the polish rod next. Picking that up. It's a real show. Screw on the polish rod. Anyway, your sucker rods are 25 feet long, then you'll have sub rods. You've got ones that are shorter lengths for adjusting, so your polish rod will match up with the stuffing box on top of the tubing. Very interesting. Rod hands are kind of the low end of the oil field jobs. Got to have a lot of skill to do what they do, and tubing jobs are hard. You're running tubing out on a rack and then bringing it back in. Tubing's heavy. Most of them around here are like 2-inch, but you have 2.5-inch tubing. These rods are probably running 2-inch tubing, 5/8-inch rods. Lots of things can go wrong. You get a leak in the tubing, and then you got to do a tubing job and find the leak and replace it. Pump can start leaking and not work right, and then that's probably what we're doing here is replacing the pump. You can have parted rods. You know, the rods can pop apart. Then you've got to pull them out, put a fishing tool on, go back in and hook the busted lower half of the rod and pull it out. They're setting it. They've got to seat the pump. The pump has packing on the bottom, has to go in a collar at the bottom of the tubing. You got to get it seated. The guy running the winch can feel that. He'll feel it pop in. Then somebody's got to climb up on the pumping unit and harness the head back on there to the rod on top of the polish rod. And we've got a couple of trucks there. I see a pumper truck's got a headache rack on it. So it's got a headache rack. That'll be the pumper. He'll fire up the engine, see if she pumps. You see it has guy wires off the front bumper up to the crown. The rear guy wire, they don't have guyed out. Usually these, they're pulling the rods up. You'll feel that touch, making sure it's got stroking out right. And they'll lock her down there and they'll get her hooked up. Fix the stuffing box on there. If you want a fun time in the oil field, start working as a rod hand in July. It's never done it before. And you'll be losing your breakfast before too long. It's tough work. Got to get everything plumbed back up. And they take that apart. You know, they've got to unhook it from the flow line. They've got to hook it all back up when they're done. So that's what they're doing now. They're doing hooking their pipage back up. he's climbing up now. He's going to climb up. He's going to unhook the elevators. Oh, maybe, let's see. He picked up the rods, setting her back down. Get up there on the beam. Unhook the elevators. Unhook the elevator off of the rods, taking that down. Take the elevator off the hook. Now you're going to hook to the horse's head. The horse head, we're going to bring it up, put it back on the beam. There we go, bringing the horse's head up. Hung on the end of the beam. Got it hooked. Now you'll unhook the rig from the horse head. Now we'll have to pull the rods up and put it in the bridle. Up the rods. Snap that on the, got a little sub rod on top. You can pick it up with that. Bring up the string of rods. Hook it in the bridle. Set her back down. rod's hooked back on the horse's head. Anyway, now they'll be tearing down the rig. Actually, they call these a unit. It's a pulling unit, not a rig. Anyway, they use the winch to pick the pole up. It's got a line that hook to the drum. They pick it up, pull the pin out, and they lower it down, repin it, and they pull the pole over with a cat head off of the unit. It looks like he's going to try to fire up the engine right now. That rod hand coming down off of the beam. Semi-truck going by. Spinning the flywheel. They got her going. Fairbanks 208. Trying to keep her going. Having trouble getting over. Probably not good enough gas coming off of that well yet. Probably feeding it gasoline to get it going. Engine sounds like it's running okay. I like to have them going before they pull off. They can see if it's bringing fluid up. You can feel pressure coming up the pipe if you're bringing fluid up. So they like to have them going before the rig tears down off of the well.